Good morning. Welcome to the KL T20 Bash brought to you by RAYA Airways. Well, another tournament rolls out here in Malaysia as we get ready for live action. The toss was won by PAK Wolves, who have decided to bowl first. They're up against SNK Lions, an exciting T20 tournament that is starting today. It goes on till the 25th. 4 games a day. This is the first game of the tournament. As the players are getting ready, the batters are taking guard. Coming to you from the Selangor Turf Club. This game between PAK Wolves and SNK Lions. Joining me in the combox is Dinesh. Welcome, Dinesh. What do you make of these two teams?
Welcome, Robert, and it's a very good morning. It's a new tournament, another edition of the KL T20 Bash. Well, earlier on at the toss, we could see a determination from the SNK Lions as well as Park Eagles. Park Eagles won the toss and elected to bowl first, saying that they have the capability and they have the combination to actually tackle, and they would prefer to chase. This was the similar answer given by the SNK Lions team captain, as he would have wanted to bowl first, as there was dew and a little bit of moisture out there in the middle. And having said that, as SNK Lions are forced to bat first, they their power score, or the score that they would be satisfied with, was 170, which is a pretty good total. And looks like both teams are absolutely prepared to take on their very first battle of the group stages.
Yeah, interesting enough, a couple of Malaysian national cricketers in the mix. As always with this tournament, it gives the opportunity for players aspiring to make it into the Malaysian national team a chance to play and rub shoulders with their national heroes. So definitely a very exciting tournament. Rizwan Haider and Sharwin Munyandi, part of the Pakistan Pak Wolves, and for the SNK Lions, who are currently batting first. We'll go through their team list in just a moment as we get ready for ball number one of the KL T20 Bash brought to you by RAYA Airways. Rizwan Haider bowling a left arm, coming with his customary around the wicket. He look to angle the ball across the left-hander. One slip in place who's fairly wide, which does add to the point that you mentioned, Dinesh, that there is a bit of moisture possibly on the wicket, which means the ball might hold up. We'll have to wait and see. We're all set up for ball number one of the KL T20 Bash. And here we go. It's Rizwan Haider with the new ball. A good delivery to start with. It's hit straight to mid-on. And as you mentioned, they're ever alert. These players are taking this quite seriously. And it's all to play for here. Like you said, from the 16th to the 25th, the only day off is the 22nd. 4 games a day being brought to you. So live action, lots of cricket coming your way. Well, that's a short ball, well dealt with. Not quite off the middle of the bat. Just plugs a bit in the outfield as well. So good intent here by the SNK Lions. Early on, looking to take on the short stuff. Not afraid to play the pull shot. And 170, that target score that you mentioned. Well, I think it's going to be a good score on this wicket, and especially at this ground at the Selangor Turf Club. We'll have to wait and see. It'll all depend on this first 6 overs, this power play. Oh, that's a good delivery. They've gone up. The finger goes up as well. Rizwan Haider is struck with his third delivery. SNK Lions lose their first wicket. Um, it's definitely going to make 170 a lot more difficult, having lost your first wicket on the third delivery of the game. Beautiful ball that nips back, finds the outside edge.
Well, after scoring a couple of runs earlier on, and there is a wicket fallen right at the first over. Brilliant bowling right there. Nothing, as you mentioned there, the nip in and just finds the feint of the bat. It's a very thin edge and it gets a wicket. 170 is something that they were eyeing for, but now things are starting to get slightly difficult as you always want your opening batters to set the tone for the game and you wouldn't want to lose wickets early on. It's 1 for 1 at the moment. Another left-hander sent in the middle to bat. It's Ranga Kamampilla, the new batter. Another good delivery. Ricochets off the stumps and they go for a single. Not the most convincing way to get off the mark, but it does so. A really great over here. A great start for Rizwan Haider right here. 2 runs, a wicket, and a very good wicket as well. And this time goes for the short delivery and he has pulled it away for 4. The first boundary comes. Cheers at the SNK Lions dugout, but that will bring the first boundary. Slightly short, just had to put it away in some style, and he just did it exactly.
Yeah, you can see in the previous couple of deliveries as well, Rizwan had the bowling a short one, and Zishan was not afraid to play the pull shot. Again, this time finding the gap, finding the middle of the bat, picks up a boundary.
This time he's missed it. So the over ends with a dot ball. It's 6 for 1.
Well, as a result of the possible moisture, but the sun's out, which it means it'll dry up very quickly. The PAK Wolves have decided to turn to spin, that of Atik. And with two left-handers, that's looking for a quick single there, deciding against it. The two left-handers out there, they've gone to the off spinner, who's bowling from right arm over the wicket. Our on-field umpires for the day, umpire Kalidas and umpire Shivan, who is who's currently adjudicating the end that Atik's bowling from. Slip, nice and fine. Oh, this one's down the pads. We'll have to wait for the signal if it's off the bat or off the thigh pad. Definitely off the bat. Also an exciting first over, a boundary and a wicket. And now the Pack Wolves have gone to spin. We'll have to wait and see how these two left-handers approach this. Ooh, looking for a big heave over long on. Misses it, beats the batter, beats the keeper. They'll pick up a couple of runs. They've gone to the leg umpire, and he has been found short of his ground. So not the best of running between the wickets, resulting in a run out and the second wicket for SNK Lions. Zishan, who's looking good, struck the boundary in the first over, trying to get back on strike as he misses that straight one. He's already fortunate on that occasion, then chancing his luck one more time. Rizwan Haider with a throw right on top of the stumps. Easy work for the keeper. And the Pack Wolves pick up their second wicket courtesy of a run out. And that is the end of Zishan. Vijay Une comes out to the middle.
Well, despite the sun out there, we could hear some drizzles around the ground as black clouds are starting to emerge. That's a that's not one of the best signs you would want to have while the cricket match is going on. But right now, things couldn't get any worse for the SNK Lions. They have lost two wickets in the first two overs, and the second one was almost suicidal. And they've sent in their fourth batter today, Vijay Une, coming at number 4. Has to steady the ship alongside Ranga.
Off the mark straight away is Vijay
So
Une.
clipped away. Wonderful fielding out there, stopping for wrapped on the pads. They were really enthusiastic about their appeal, but the over comes to a close. It's been a fruitful over from Atik, giving away just 2 and a run out that keeps them on the box seats. It's 9 for 2.
Also an interesting first couple of overs so far. A wicket in each of those. The last of which was an unnecessary and unforced error from the SNK Lions, looking for 2 to the arm of Rizwan Haider, who got the ball back right on top of the bails and found Zishan short of his ground. So Vijay Une is out there in the middle now with Ranga. They'll be looking to build a partnership. They need a partnership. At the same time, they need to make the most of this power play. They've got 9 from 2. Rizwan Haider coming in for his second over. Beautifully played from Vijay Oni, but not finding the gap on that occasion. Mind you, it's just his second delivery, and he's looking in good touch so far, the first two deliveries that he's played. And so a lot will come down to how he handles this next few overs. Oh, back of a length. That ball was climbing as it passed Vijay Oni. Did well to drop his hands. There is a bit of moisture on this wicket. Take a look at that again. That angle as well continues in towards the batter. Oh, that's beautifully played. Inside out over covers for a maximum, the first maximum of the game, the KL T20 Bash, brought to you by Raya Airways. Vijay Uni, in just his fourth delivery, has struck a maximum. A beautiful looking maximum that was. We'll take a look at that again. Very strong base, manages to get under it and then go inside out over covers. Beautiful looking shot that from Vijay Uni. That'll definitely calm any nerves that he might have had. Didn't look like he had much to start with. In the first couple of deliveries, looking very solid. Obviously, these two have seen quite a bit of each other, being in the national circuit together. Short ball, well dealt with. It's in the gap. Work for the fielder. Does well. Keep it down to just 2.
Excellent fielding out there. It was a long chase from fine leg, and he gets it, just restricting them for 2. Well, that occasional short delivery that he does, initial in the over, he had 1, and now again, but this time he hasn't played it convincingly, just nudges it over. Well, it beats the fielder, and it's traveling, and it will be 4. Another run. This is fine batting from Vijay Uni right here in the middle. Already into double figures. Let's take a look on the boundary there. Slightly wide and full. Just had to play it on the offside. Beats the fielder, and no one's chasing that. This time goes high. Fielder coming underneath it. Just falls in no man's land. Well, after a catastrophic 2 overs they faced, they have resurrected well in this one. It's 23 for 2 after 3 for SNK Lions.
Right, so I think he's back for his second. Just went for 2 of his first over. That's a full toss, not put away by Ranga. It goes down the ground, not quite off the middle of the bat. No, Vijay Uni got stuck into Rizwan Head in that previous over, which has seen SNK Lions get to 24 for the loss of 2 wickets. They won't mind the loss of the 2 wickets if they can get off to a good start here. They've got just under 3 overs in the power play to go. Vijayoni offering a straight bat. He'll have a look at Atik and he'll look to take him on as well. The off spinner to the right hander. He'll go with the spin towards the cow corner region or down the ground. Ooh, pitching that short. It's uppishly played, but it's in the gap. Fortunate for Vijayoni, who might have had his heart in his mouth. Smart bowling from Atik, not giving anything within the swinging range of Vijayoni. Just the 1 run picked up. Well, Atik, who has been brilliant so far in the 1.3 deliveries, has managed to dismiss Ranga, who was looking to take him on, steps down the track, misses it entirely. Easy work for the wicketkeeper. Well, not following the basics when you come down the track, keep your head and your eyes on the ball. He was already looking in the direction of where he wanted to play that shot before the ball even arrived next to him. Also, 3 down now for SNK Lions in a spot of bother. They've still got Vijay Uni out there, who's done bulk of the scoring, 16 of 9.
So it's Ejaz Singh, the new batter for SNK Lions. It's 3 down for 25. It's pretty evident that why both the teams were eager to bowl first, and it's being put in action. This time beats the outside edge. What an introduction to the crease. Not only they've capitalized the conditions, they bowled well and they think that's an edge, but umpire thinks otherwise. This is fine bowling from Atik, bringing the spinner in the power play was a smart move by the captain. An economy of 2 with a wicket is over as well. So it's 25 for 3, and it looks like PAK Wolves are at the driver's seat.
Well, so finally a change in bowling. Sharvin Munyandi, another Malaysian national cricketer, who bowls this one just wide of the off stump. inviting Vijay Uni for the drive, who missed out on that occasion. Well, it's interesting that Dinesh said that both captains wanted to bowl first. However, the three wickets that have fallen have not been a result of the wicket being mischievous. It's poor shot selection and poor calling. There is definitely a bit in the wicket, but I think it's more to do with just the decisions that the batters of SNK Lions have made that have costed them the three wickets more than anything. And it's up to Vijay Uni and Ejaz now to build a partnership. Trouble early on for the SNK Lions. We're 25 for 3 here in the fifth over. Sharvin Munyandi starting off with a couple of dots, adding to the pressure. Watchfully played by Vijay Uni. They're calling for a quick single. Needed a direct hit, and he would have definitely been out. I beg your pardon, that was Ijaz running to the non-striker's end.
Well, in expectations of a release shot, and they collide each other. That was a chance that could have killed the game. Well, it was high up in the air, and that could have been the big wicket of Vijay Unni, who skied it up. And only thing that the fielders were asked to do is to take the catch, and they collide each other in the process. Well, everything was going smoothly for the PAK Wolves.
You can see the disbelief from some of the fielders there. They were expecting the big wicket of Vijay Uni to be taken.
This over proves to be a really good one. The experience and the skill of Sharvin Munianti being shown. Only two given, and that too due to an error in field. Another heave, and completely missed this occasion. Well, there's some pace going on off the surface, and it's a tidy over as well. So it's 27 for 3.
Well, a spinner bowling 3 overs in the power play. You don't see that too often in a T20 game. Well, that's because Atik has just given away 4 runs from his first two and picked up a wicket. And the SNK Lions 27 for 3 heading into the final over of the power play. Vijay Uni batting on 18. That's flighted, that's driven, and it's well fielded. Well, the drop chance of Vijay Uni in the previous over, how costly is that going to be? We'll have to wait and see. Meanwhile, Atik continues to operate extremely miserly, keeping the big Vijay Uni quiet as well, who's looked, well, who looked very good at the start and then kind of got tied down a bit. That's driven straight down the ground for a single.
Yeah, that's the thing about scoring runs. It's well, all the pressure and the responsibility on the shoulders of Vijay Unni. And this time, yes, it just decides to free his hands and play the big shots. It's a six. That's more a way that you want to back your partner while scoring the runs. And the just have done that. He said to himself, "That is enough for me to keep quiet, and I have to contribute for the team."
Well, it's a good looking shot. It's a flat six over long off. Well, mid off was in the circle, so the invitation was there. And Ijaz obliges Atik, who goes for his first six, the second six of the SNK innings.
And that's even better. It was nice he had to do it twice. And it's back to back sixes after wonderful bowling from Atik, who had kept his economy really, really well. And his figures are a bit disrupted towards the end. But Ejaz joins in the act of hitting boundaries. And power play is completed. So it's 41 for 3, action all round.
Also, things changing slightly on the last two deliveries of that sixth over. A good delivery from Sharvin to start off the seventh for the PAK Wolves. 41 for 3 at the moment. Going in for the Yorkers quite early in the first innings. Yorkers are always a good delivery. If you can execute them, that's a slow bouncer. So Shavin Munyandi pulling out all the tricks of his trade. Very experienced bowler, plays at the national level, so he'll know how to utilize these conditions. And he's bowling to his fellow countryman Vijay Unni, who's also had quite a bit of international exposure for a very long time. Exciting contest between these two at the moment. It's Sharvin Munyandi who's coming up on top. Vijay Unni, 3 dots so far.
Yep,
Vijay
this was a
Unni will be
similar
feeling the
case. While a single after a drought of runs from Vijay Unni would start off well, and then strike rate has gone below 100 so far, but he's still there and it's still a danger regardless. And a fine bowling from Sharvin as well, just keeping his 9 and 10 tidy and bowling according to his field. And now, with 5 fielders out the circle, it's more protection. Hits it through. Should be coming back for two. They're quick enough. Yes, they do. So it's good running and good batting, but score more than 170, they have to start increasing the space and maybe put their batting into the sixth gear. Another hit and miss. Another tidy over from Sharvin Muniande. After 7 gone, it's 44 for 3.
Well, those are the bowling changes that have been made by the PAK Wolves. Just the three bowlers used so far. Two from Rizwan Haider, three from Atik Kiani, and Shahid Munandi bowling the two. Rizwan Haider, the most expensive of the three, but picked up the wicket early on. Atik as well picking up a wicket and one run out, which was unnecessary for SNK Lions. Sees them at 44 for 3 here in the seventh over. Meanwhile, this partnership between Vijay Uni and Ijaz is looking good. Vijay Uni batting on 20 of 22, Ijaz 14 of 7. Ijaz has looked to pull out the long levers, batting with some confidence. He hit, I think, for two sixes to close out his third over. Meanwhile, Vijay Uni, who started off in top gear, has slowed down a bit. So, PAK Wolves going for spin from one end. This one's flighted way too wide of the wide line. Mohammad Mukri, if I'm not mistaken, is part of. Oh, this is again lofted inside out, not quite off the middle of the bat. It will plug in the slow outfield. And they come back for two, had to rush. Gets there in the end.
Well, he definitely had to get back quick right there. You could see he tumbled.
Mohammad Mukri, part of the up and coming players in the national circuit, given the opportunity to bowl to Vijay Uni and Ejaz here. He's started off well. He's keeping the ball away from both these batters. Oh, this one's off the outside edge of the bat.
Well, be a dot ball. The first dot that is given. Good comeback. This is. Try to reverse. Well, a little bit of innovation coming in there. You could see the desperation for runs. Vijay trying to do all sorts to get the runs going, trying to be aggressive. That's more like it. Back foot punches it. So with that, the 50 comes up for the SNK Lions after 8 overs.
A shaky start for the SNK Lions after they were put into bat by the PAK Wolves, who won the toss and chose to bowl here at the STC Oval. We know that both captains wanted to bowl first, but they've managed and navigated the dangerous times And well, in process, they've lost 3 wickets. They managed to get their score to 50. They've got 12 overs to go. They'll have to go at almost 10 and over to get close to that 170. This one's down the pads. It'll take some batting from the SNK Lions to get to 170. I think they'll have to reassess that first innings target.
Again, it's a single. Ooh, this was just one step short, going straight to the fielder at point. Well, and trying to be aggressive. Hopefully, they're not being reckless and throwing the wickets. Couple of steps down. It's gone high in the air. Should be taken. It is. And the celebrations do come out. And the change in bowling of Sufyan has worked out for Park Wolves, who are right on top of this game.
Well, it's the important wicket of Vijay Uni as well, who's on 25. Almost half the runs of the SNK Lions coming from the bat of Vijay Uni. Begins the long walk back to the dugout, indeed to the celebration of Park Wolves. They'll be happy to see the back of that man. And tossed up, but kept the length back, inviting Vijay Uni to come down the track, not quite off the middle of the bat. And a good catch taken by the fielder there. The celebrations obviously speak for themselves. They know how important that wicket of Vijay Uni is in the context of this game. It makes the difference between 150, 160, and possibly now SNK Lions. Well, they'll have to reassess that total. Should be looking at somewhere between the 130, 140 mark. It'll need a special innings from somebody.
So it's Bilal Ahmad, the new batter. It's another left-hander. So it will be both left-handers in the middle as well. Oh, pretty unusual in a T20 context. Leaving the ball, and at this stage, you would want runs, but most importantly, a partnership between the both. We haven't seen much partnerships or a batter complement each other while batting, which is absolutely key in the modern T20s. Ah, another heave and a complete miss. Had a misbalance, he may as well be stumped. Look at that once again. Trying to hit it. You could see he was slightly unstable when he's trying to play that shot. So 9 overs gone, and it's 53 for 4. Well, it's the first day, the first match as well. And history is Park Wolves have won the toss and elected to bowl, and they've done extremely well bowling. But in particularly, SNK Lions haven't been able to keep up with how PAK Wolves have been playing. So, as what Robert mentioned earlier, it's about the decisions made by the batting side, whether it's the runouts or the shot selections that they've played. Once again, they're looking to hit, but in this occasion it's a wide delivery. Sometimes it's always good to absorb the pressure and maybe collectively just reassuring yourself to play. Well, slightly rusty for Mukri, 2 wides early on. Well, a lot of expectations from this youngster right here. As he will be one of the hot prospects on Malaysian cricket. And goes slightly full right at the slot, and he dispatches. They needed something fresh, and he's gotten it. He got the treatment for bowling right at the slot. So Ejaz is continuing where he's left off. Once again, full, slightly wide, get onto his stride, and it's almost become his favorite scoring spot at the moment. Just belted over long off. Only 2 done, and it's already 8. This time as well, hits hard. Well, it looks as if the bowler's trying to ask the batters to hit. We have seen batters trying to reach for the ball, trying to be aggressive, going hard at the bowlers, but they haven't particularly timed well or find the gaps. That's much better. Back of a length, slightly quicker. 2 dots. This is good comeback. Looking much comfortable bowling to the left-hander than the right. Bilal hasn't got off the mark yet as well. So it's halfway stage of the first match of the first day here at the STC, the KL T20 Bash 2025. It's 63 for 4, and with that, it's drinks break. Well, it's a mix up. Oh, what a start after drinks. That almost would have been the fifth. They're appealing. It looks like there might be something on that. Well, wanting to hit. Is it straight to the fielder? Yes, it's a simple catch. And it was just matter of time for the batters out there. It was really good bowling, inviting them to hit once again. So Sufyan gets the second being pick of the bowlers.
Well, you could see that one flighted wide of the batter, having to reach for it, only managing to hit it straight down the throat of long off. Makes no mistake there. Safe hands of Sharvin Munyandi. Mohammad Sufyan has picked up 2 wickets now, just past the halfway stage of the first innings after SNK Lions were put into bat by PAK Wolves. Sees them with half their batters or half their batting lineup back in the dugout. Never a good sign if you're looking to put up a first innings total, or at least a defendable one. They'll have to do well from here. And well, we talked about the wicket and the assistance it might have with the moisture. As a result, the Park Wolves operating with spin from one end from the very beginning, and it's paid off for them. They've got 5 wickets of the SNK Lions. Bilal and Mohammad Azam at the middle now. Quicker one. Cut away, it's in the gap. Kish outside edge, it will run away to the boundary. So much needed boundary here for the SNK Lions.
Although the occasional boundary comes, it's important, but the consistency is key here. It's not about hitting boundaries, then not stringing up a partnership and cheaply getting out.
Well,
Bilal
indeed.
started slow.
Oh, that's a big hit. Not quite off the middle of the bat. Fielder getting under it and completes a good catch. That was up in the air for a very, very long time. And a second wicket in the over for Mohammad Sufyan. He picks up his third. You're talking about consistency, about scoring the boundaries and then losing wickets. They've consistently lost wickets, have the SNK Lions, and it sees them 6 down now.
Well, this one again, not timing it well. I think he just got a bit too overconfident, or maybe he had the feeling maybe this time it will be a run or maybe a boundary, but he completely mistimed it. Top edge, a simple catch, and it's 69 for 6. What could be described as a total batting collapse after 11 overs. So Mukri to continue the 12th over. So it's one Mohammad Azam and Jinindra Murad in the middle. And bowling right here, just a couple of dots as well. It's hard, but fielder underneath, or maybe just over. It looks like he has slightly came forward to take the catch, but it was maybe just out of his reach. And that's a great shot from one Muhammad Azam right there. Dispatch it over long on.
Flighted, invitation accepted, and dispatched over long on for a maximum. Good batting here. That's hit again up in the air. Fielder just not quick enough to get under it. Chance for a run out. Definite chance for a run out. It's all happening here at the STC Oval. Well, SNK Lions 6 wickets down. Well, being a bit reckless here out in the middle. Mohammad Azam and Janindra after scoring a maximum. Watchfully played there. Quick single again. This time better communication from the two. Well, the SNK Lions in danger of being bowled out here inside their 20 overs. And the first game's always going to be the hardest as a team, getting used to the conditions and, well, finding the right combination of batters. SNK Lions definitely making a mess of things here. The wicket by itself posing some challenges, but they've not helped their cause by throwing away their wickets. That closes out the 12th over. 7 runs coming from it. Scores 76 for 6 after 12. That's the batting card for the SNK Lions. Not much to talk about there, apart from Vijay Uni and Ejaz Hussain. Looked like they were building a partnership, and then Vijay Uni falling first, and then Ejaz 25. Vijay 25 for Vijay Uni, 23 for Ejaz. But apart from that, no other batter making it to double figures.
Shots are catch it and straight to the fielder again. Celebrations do come out, but it's Zufian who's enjoying himself in the middle. Another wicket goes. Trying to be aggressive once again in hopes of just getting a maximum or maybe a boundary. They've collectively failed as a team today.
Well, with
Sufyan's
8 overs to go, and the field is out on the boundary, I can see. Well, just making a mess of things, like you mentioned, Dina. Straight to the fielder. Another wicket goes down. It's 7 down now for the SNK Lions. The PAK Wolves will be very happy. There you go, Mohammad Sufyan, 2 overs, 9 runs, 3 wickets for him. Make that 4. Well, he's staring down a fifer. The first game of the KL T20 Bash, brought to you by Raya Airways, sees SNK Lions in deep, deep trouble with a score on 76 for 7.
Well, this occasion it turned. Good bowling this is from Mohammad Sufyan. Well, what a way to introduce yourself to this KL T20 Bash. with 4 wickets and 9 runs given away in just your third over. Well, full on defense mode at the moment. No runs scored, just a wicket.
Well, with the amount of turn and the intent of the batter, I'd like to see a short leg in place, especially with Sufyan having picked up 4 wickets. He's bowling in all the right areas. A wicket and 4 dots so far. Make that 5 dots. A wicket maiden for Mohammad Sufyan. 3 overs bowled by him, 9 runs conceded, and 4 wickets picked up. Definitely broke the back of the batting lineup here for the SNK Lions. It was 76 for 7 after 13.
So it will be Muhammad Mukri's final over to bowl, searching for his first wicket. Well, it looks like they've ran out of ideas and now they've come to the tail enders. But hopes are still there to at least get 120 on the board. It's still much possible if they string a partnership right here. Ships it straight, a soft dismissal, and Mohammad Mukri, who's wicketless, gets his first wicket, and it's 8. Mohammad Mukri's joy, and the misery continues for SNK Lions in their first match.
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing short there from the batter, just lobbing it up straight to cover. Fielder there makes no mistake, says thank you very much. And the problems continue for the SNK Lions. 77 for 7 after 13.1 is a very sad story. But the PAK Wolves will be very happy, having won the toss and choosing to bowl first. Make that 8 wickets down now. As we see some young blood coming through the ranks. The PAK Wolves. Beautiful scenes here coming to you from the STC Oval. The future of Malaysian cricket looking bright as ever. Well, the future for the SNK Lions, not so much. At least the immediate future. Sees them 8 down for 77 in the first innings.
Well, new batter in is Yasir.
Oh, looks for a big heave. Toe end of the bat, just gets a single. Apart from that partnership between Vijay Uni and Ejaz, no other batter looking to spend time out in the middle. They've got over 6 overs to go. One delivery to go in the 14th. That of Mohammad Mukri. Flights it up. It's uppishly played. Well, the fielder not going for the catch, instead backing away. Mohammad Mukri could have had his second, but instead concedes a single. 14 overs gone. SNK Lions 79 for 8. That's the bowling card of the PAK Wolves. Sharvin Munyandi, the only bowler not to pick up a wicket, but he bowled really well, going for just 5 runs of his 2 overs. Everybody else picking up wickets, but the pick of the bowler, Mohammad Sufyan, 4 for 9 after 3 overs. I think he's going to be not going to. He's not going to let go of the ball, and there he is on screen, looking to pick up his fifth wicket in his final over of his spell, the 15th of this first innings of the KL T20 Bash, brought to you by RAYA Airways.
A dot ball to start with. Well, it's pretty simple from Sufyan. Just bowl and let the ball do its work along its way. Well, initially there was a man short at mid wicket, but he has placed one deep and a long on as well. Typical field set for an off spinner. Slightly flatter and quicker. All's happening right there in the middle, and SNK Lions really didn't know what to do right there. They were hesitant to run. A quick reaction from the field as well. Pulls it.
Well, you're right, Dinesh. It does look like the SNK Lions just have no plan. Well, at least it appears like they have no plan to play out the 20 overs after losing early wickets. They continue to play their shots. They continue to attack, and as a result, 8 wickets down with the score on 82. One delivery to go in the Mohammad Sufyan spell, the 15th of the innings. Can he pick up his fifer? Flights this one up. It's up in the air. And it's taken. And on the final delivery of his spell, Mohammad Sufyan picks up his fifth wicket. Well, what a bowling performance here from Sufyan, who picks up a fifer, giving away just 12 runs from his 4 overs. And indeed, all the players from the PAK Wolves will come and join the celebrations with Mohammad Sufyan. A truly remarkable effort here in the first game of the KL T20 Bash.
Well, this is the delivery that got him to his fifer. Full tossed up. It was chipped in the air. Only thing that PAK Wolves have to make sure is the ball to stick on the palms, and the fielder did right so, helping Sufyan to get his maiden fifer and the first and possibly the best bowling figures as of now in the KL T20 Bash. What a way to start off this new edition of KL T20 Bash 2025. As it's 15 overs gone, it's 82 for 9. Outstanding performance by Sufyan right here. So it's Mohammad Akwaid, the final batter of the SNK Lions. And they've brought back Aktik for his final over. It looks like proceedings at the moment 82. It's not a score that you would want in your very first outing. Oh, this is the run out chance. He was right in the middle of the pitch. left stranded and scrambling back to get back to his ground. Looks like they've lost clarity, lost direction on what to do as a team today, SNK Lions. While on the other end, everything has been swinging their way. PAK Wolves from the toss till this moment with the fall of wickets. Everyone has backed each other. Every department is like a well-oiled machine.
Well, just straying down the pads there on a couple of occasions, looking to go straight but missing his line. And rightly mentioned by Dino is that the SNK Lions have looked all out of sorts here in the first innings of the opening fixture of the KL T20 Bash. A lack of clarity is what needs to be done. This one's flighted. And I'll just say this, that even despite losing a couple of early wickets, that partnership between Vijay Uni and Ijaz gave them the blueprint, is what needs to be done. It is a tough wicket to bat on, but you still need to get the runs on the board. You can't just concede the game and say, you know what, it's a tough wicket, I'm going to go. You've got to be able to adapt to conditions, and unfortunately, SNK Lions haven't been able to do that. They find themselves 9 down with a score on 85 as the 16th over comes to a close. Well, Pakistan Wolves will be the happier of the two teams, as you mentioned, from the toss, things going their way. And that man, Sufyan, picking up 5 wickets. Definitely a happy outing for him as the PAK Wolves go back to pace to close out this innings. They've gone to Rizwan Heather.
Hope this is not the case that normally teams will find it absolutely easy to get rid of the top order and find it tough to get rid of the tail. Well, even though that frustrates the bowling side, that will be priceless runs. Any runs coming by from here is absolutely valuable. They're running hard at it. This should be second or really, really quick. A directed opportunity just about inches away, clipping the bills. But that was seriously good running right after clipping the ball on the leg side. Both batters electrifying. Well, that is also crucial in the modern T20s, running in between the wickets, and they've replicated what should be done. Quicker, again, trying to play at the vacant leg side area. Well, 13 needed to get to triple figures. Scrambling back for two. Ball was never near both ends. Maybe could have been a great way to draw a close for this first innings. Well, there's some runs from Junendra right now. 12 deliveries, 9 runs. Much needed at the current scenario that SNK Lions are going. 11 needed for triple figures.
Oh, that's hit down the ground. Work for the fielder. That's Sufyan on the long on boundary. I think he's okay there. Pulls the ball back in just inside the boundary. So good running here. They've run 3 times in this over. And I think they've got to reassess and try and at least get up to 120 if possible. It'll give the bowlers something to bowl at. That's clipped away well. Pace on offer. Good work from the field at square leg. And they come back for another 2. That's the 4th time they've done that in this over. The fitness definitely being tested. And so far they look all right. 93 now, the score. 1 delivery to go in the 17th over. That's hit away into the leg side again. This time it'll just be 1. And Jinendra will keep strike, which I think is very important for the final 3 overs here in the first innings of the KL T20 Bash, brought to you by Raya Airways. And SNK Lions, well, not the start they would have wanted, but they've still got to get a total on the board. Can they get up to 120? 18 deliveries to go. Even if they go at a runner ball, they'll get close to that 120 mark. And they'll be hoping to find a couple of boundaries. Sharvin Munyandi coming in to bowl the 18th over.
Well, it has been the spinners who have been the major contributors in getting the wickets. Well, in spite of that, the Pacers have done a great job. Particularly, it's more favorable for the spinners, but it will be a good test for Sharvin, who's bowled really well, 5 giving up 2, and he would want to get his name on the wicket charts as well. Goes hard at it, Jinendra, but just settles for a single, trusting his partner. Obviously, we want to finish strong despite a forgettable outing right there. At least giving some pressure to the bowling side, making feel slightly uncomfortable is always what you would want. Completely beaten in this occasion. Wonderful. Good line length and going with great pace. Well, they can't afford to play a lot of dots. As you mentioned, a runner ball will get them at least 100 or 110 on the board. And that's very vital at this stage to get the scoreboard ticking or get somewhere. And maybe when they're coming to bowl at the second innings, will give a little bit of confidence with the early wickets.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. At the moment, 95 for 9. It's tough work for the tail end to have to come in and score the runs when your top order has collapsed, for lack of a better word. But they still have a job to do, these 2. That's a good looking hit, picked up off a length and dispatched over cow corner. Oh, Sharvin Munyandi won't be too happy with that. Oh, what a way to get off the mark. Oh, beg your pardon. That was Jinendra, who's been batting well. Well, a valuable 6 runs coming off the bat of Jinendra, who's playing a cameo of an innings here, 21 off 17. And the 100 comes up with that 6. That's a good looking Yorker from Sharvin Munyandi. He definitely would not like being hit for six over cow corner. What a brilliant reply.
Yeah, just take a look at this. An in swinging Yorker that almost finding the leg stump, but it just went past him.
Well, toe crushers, as they're called. Janendra, on that occasion, on the previous occasion, managing to get his toes out of the way, saving them. A good comeback from Shavin Munyandi. Two dots after being hit for a six. He's bowled his 3 overs, 13 runs conceded. And this SNK Lions 102 for 9 after 18 with 12 legal deliveries to go.
Well, this pair definitely hurting the Park Wolves, feeling absolutely frustrated after getting their 9 wickets very early. It was 82 for 9 they were, and out of nowhere, this final partnership has brought them 20 runs in the span of a couple of overs, and they're right back at it. Well, it's not the most convincing totals that you would want to see, but it's definitely something that they would be happy about after the collapse that they've experienced. So it's Aikwad and the on strike. Well, it's really good batting. This is from Aikwad. Very smart move. Just nudges it and gives the strike to a well set batter who knows how to deal with. He's giving Janindra to take control. Well, you can see he's shouting for two, always looking to get on strike, but this time he can't. Settles for a single, not getting the connection he wanted. Again, taps it and run. And very quick in the middle as well from Mohammad Aikwad. This is SNK Lions redemption arc at the moment.
Well, this last pair of Janendra and Akwad pretty much making a statement. They've batted really well with lots of sensibility. They know that they need the runs on the board. Should they give them a chance to defend it? And, well, as you mentioned, this partnership very valuable given the position that they were in. And they've got 8 deliveries, 8 legal deliveries to go. Can they get close to 120? It's a definite possibility. And even if this last delivery becomes a dot, um, this pair won't mind that because it'll be Janendra on strike for the final 6 deliveries, who's managed to hit a couple of boundaries. And he's batting really well on 23 of 21 at the moment. It's Akwaid on strike. Wide delivery down the pads. Well, any and all runs are very valuable at the moment for the SNK Lions. PAK Wolves will be a little disappointed they weren't able to wrap things up sooner. You mentioned that they had the SNK Lions on 82 for 9, and since then this partnership just proving stubborn, resilient, and managing to get themselves past the 100. They're on 107. Good Yorker from Rizwan. And they've turned down the single in the attempt to keep Janendra on strike for the final 6 deliveries. After a total batting collapse, SNK Lions will be looking to take some momentum into the innings break. If they can get 12, 13 runs off this over, they'll be quite happy going into the break. They might not be too pleased with the score that they did get, but they could have been bowled out a lot sooner if it wasn't for the heroics of Janendra, and he has to do it once again for the final 6 deliveries. Those 6 deliveries coming from Shavin Munyandi, who is an experienced campaigner. He will go for the block hole.
Well, not so at the block hole, and is capitalize on it as well. Well, you would expect the batter to free his arms and hit hard. That's not the length that he would want to bowl at the depth.
Looking to go for the Yorker, missing his length, and Janendra saying thank you very much. Gets another maximum. Not the kind of treatment Shavin Munyandi is used to.
Well, on the second attempt, he holds on to it. Hit it straight to the fielder, almost missing it. And on the second rebound, he takes it, and that's the end of the innings for SNK Lions. Sharvin picks up the first and the final wicket of the innings. What a way to close.
Yeah, well, with only six deliveries to go, with 5 deliveries to go, Janendra had to go for it, and he did. But on that occasion, hitting it straight to the fielder at long off. A good innings from Janendra comes to an end. That's the batting card. Not much to write home about. Just 3 batters getting to double figures. Vijay only 25 of 29. Ejaz Hussain 23 of 15. And in the end, Janendra Murli, well, that if it wasn't for that innings of 29 of 23, the SNK Lions would have been dismissed under 100. But in the end, after PAK Wolves won the toss this morning and put SNK Lions into bat, they've finished with 113 on the board. And for the loss of 10 wickets, bowled out inside their 20 overs. Never a good sign, but it is the first game here at the KL T20 Bash. The PAK Wolves.
Well, they've gone with 5 bowling options, and the best of them pick the bowlers being Mohammad Zufian. 5 wickets, giving away 3 runs in each over he has bowled. Congratulations. And a maiden over as well. And rest of them being very productive, each setting 4 and a run out to close the innings. Really a brilliant performance from the bowling, and only 9 extras being given. So it will be a test for PAK Wolves when they come out to chase a total of 114. So with that, stay tuned for the very first match of the KL T20 Bash 2025 here at STC. With that, it's an innings break. Welcome back, viewers, as the first match of the KL T20 Bash 2025 resumes. As the second innings commences, the story earlier was PAK Wolves have won the toss and elected to bowl first, and they proved why bowling first was the best option, just utilizing their bowling unit, and it's almost like a well oiled machine. Everything clicked, and it was the complete opposite for the SNK Lions. Well, despite a heavy collapse of 82 for 9, somehow late heroics of Janindra and Mohammad Aikwat have give a little bit of hope, a glimmer of hope for the SNK Lions scoring 113. So it will be Vijay Unni to start proceedings with the ball, and this chase of PAK Wolves will be interesting as they need 114 from the 20. Immediately off the back foot, punches it for a single. But it looks like trying to go with spin immediately, as spin proved to be really, really effective in this turf. Early on, we've witnessed brilliant bowling performance from Zufian and opening the bowling of Atik as well. There will be a couple this time. Good running in between the wickets. Well, it will be a good test for Vijay Unni as well, who had really set the monotone early for this team, but he couldn't continue further. The few have gotten to double figures. Good bowling this is. Often very hard to grip the new ball as a spinner as well, but he's doing all right at the moment. There's three coming off his first three deliveries. And the first extra of the innings comes.
Welcome back, viewers. This is the run chase of the PAK Wolves. They're chasing 114 for victory. And they've turned to the experienced Vijay Unni to try and get them a breakthrough early on. That's hit down the ground. It's a good looking hit. It's straight. Just plugs in the outfield just a bit. Vijay Unni, I think we'll have to slow it down just a bit. The first 4 or 5 deliveries, he's gone with his normal pace. He bowls it quite quick through the air. We saw this from the PAK Wolves spinners. And he just tosses that one up. There we go. That's the pace adjustment that he's made. And closes out the first over. 5 runs without loss. Well, it's not a very big total here to defend. They've got to make early inroads into this PAK Wolves batting lineup. It'll also be very interesting to see how this wicket plays in the second innings. There was a bit in it for the bowlers, which is why the PAK Wolves won the toss and chose to bowl immediately. And both captains would have wanted to bowl first, but in the end, PAK Wolves won the toss, and that's what they did. And a little bit of respite there towards the tail end from Janendra, who is now back in it with the ball, having to defend the runs that he scored. It was a good cameo. Hit a couple of lusty blows. And almost striking there with his first delivery. That one just so close to the off stump.
Well, that should have been cleanly collected, but then this sort of chances shouldn't allow the batters to be having a lot of freedom out there. You would want to tighten things up. Once again, just beats this time the bowler, I reckon. This is the approach that maybe the SNK Lions should have gone for. Respect the good ones and maybe just tee off with the bad ones. You could see both the bowlers have really bowled well, but they've dealt it pretty good, just nudging off for singles.
Well, not much turn with the new ball as expected. Oh, this one's off the outside edge of the bat. It's up in the air. Fielder calls it and puts it down. Well, he never looked settled under the catch. He had one hand up blocking out the sun. But in the end, just spilling that catch.
Here's the replay. The look at that. The batter was already heads down as soon as he saw the ball skied up in the air. And they better mess out of it. It was an opportunity right there. It's 7. It should have been a wicket right there, but then it's 7 for naught after 2.
Well, Janendra, who did it with the bat, almost did it with the ball. It's Vijay Uni.
Oh! Just couldn't stick onto the palms of the wicketkeeper. That's a stumping opportunity again. He wasn't into his crease. Just had to stick and just lodge the bails. Another chance goes begging. Times it beautifully. Good shot. Down. But it's interesting to see his deep fielders are long on and deep mid wicket.
Well, definite chances being created here. Change of pace, going quicker on that occasion. That's cut away well. It's getting to the boundary. Good effort from the fielder. Diving effort. Saves a couple of runs for his team. Well, again, we'll take a look at that.
Yeah, had to put in the hard yards, stopping that. It was right at the boundary line right there. Absolute bit of athleticism.
Cut away again, this time straight to the fielder. Well, it's fair to say that it's been an eventful start here. The SNK Lions had a couple of opportunities already. This time it's up in the air again. The two fielders are out there, and it lands in between the three of them, the mid wicket that was inside the circle. Well, fortune definitely favoring the PAK Wolves here in the opening fixture of the KL T20 Bash, brought to you by RAYA Airways. This game coming to you from the STC Oval. Well, after scoring 113 in the first innings, being put into bat, SNK Lions are creating chances, but it's just not going their way, as has most of this morning. 11 runs with no wickets down after 3 overs. Well, Janendra will continue.
Shots of catch it. Fielder running underneath it. And again, in between the both fielders. They have been dealing it pretty airborne for the past couple of overs.
Well, nothing going the way of the SNK Lions. The ball's been up in the air longer than it's been on the ground in the first few overs. Just not being able to find the fielders.
Run out opportunity. Scrambling back to the non-strikers end. Well, I think they've learned their lesson not playing the air. Just a single once again. Well, strike rate not being the most convincing at the moment, but they're slowly building this partnership, which is much more crucial. And when being settled, it's when they would want to score the runs. And this time he gets hold. Yes, he gets a maximum. The first maximum of the innings from Atik, who struck early with the ball and now with the bat as well, finding his first six over long on. That's a big hit.
That was a big lusty blow. The first one off the middle. And he clears the boundary with ease. And the fielder, 19 with two deliveries to go in the fourth over. That's cut away. It's in the gap. And back-to-back boundaries is six.
Well,
and now
this
a
time
four.
beats.
Well, it's good batting from Atik. He bowled well in the first innings.
Well, that's a quick look right there. Slightly wide on the offside. No two ways about it. Slashes it away, and it will be back-to-back boundaries for Atik.
Well, Janendra now on delivery to go in his second over. Goes big again. The slog sweep comes out, and it's another maximum. Well, an expensive over from Janendra. Two sixes and a four coming off it. 18 runs in total. Well, PAK Wolves 29 without loss after four. As a change of bat comes out for Atik. I don't know why he wants to change a bat. He's just hit two big sixes and a four, but he's not happy with his bat.
Well, I had to just get one knee down, and maybe, as you said, this bat has really given him the power and the connection that he wanted. Out of 16, he's got 24. I think this is a good start for him. And his partner standing at 4 of 8. There's 85 needed from the rest 16. It's 29 without loss after 4. Would that be a bowling change? Yes, it does. It's almost the ones have gotten the double figures. I have to put the hard yards in bowling as well in the after carrying their team with the batting. They've sent themselves the bowl. It does facing a dot to start with. Good bowling. This is a good start. Well, he knows that there's nothing to rush for. A runner ball would just do fine to run through the overs. Playing sensibly is important and backing up his partner. And yes, they do get a run. Smart batting.
Well, they couldn't have too many partnerships while they were batting, but they definitely need some partnerships while they're bowling. And at the moment, well, they can only string up a couple of good deliveries. They need to string up a couple of good overs. This one's hit straight to the fielder at mid wicket, and these celebrations have erupted. It was a good catch. It needed to be taken. It was dying on the fielder. He manages to get his hands under it and complete the catch. That's the first wicket down for the PAK Wolves. And the SNK Lions will continue to believe that they can cause an upset here despite being dismissed for 113.
Here's the delivery that got the first breakthrough of this innings. Well, this time trying to heave it on the leg side, one knee down. Well, it wasn't convincing, and maybe he should have stick with the original bat or whatsoever, but he doesn't continue his innings further. It's 24 of 17, proves to be vital, but more importantly, it's a wicket that keeps SNK Lions right in the contest.
Well, and it's the important wicket of Atik, who's done the bulk of the scoring. Scored 24 of 17, 24 of the 30 runs on the board came off the bat of Atik, which he then changed. And apparently, the change of bats definitely didn't work for him. He's back in the dugout. Mohammad Sufyan, the bowler who took 5 wickets, now comes out to the middle, and he's going to have to do a job here. They still need 84 runs or 15. The required rate, not a matter of concern, but a couple of quick wickets here will definitely change things and the complexion of this game. And if you're just tuning in, this is the opening fixture of the KL T20 Bash, brought to you by Raya Airways. This is the PAK Wolves take on the SNK Lions. PAK Wolves winning the toss, bowling first, dismissing the SNK Lions for 113. PAK Wolves now 30 for 1 inside the 5th over. Well, that's a quick one, drag down, wayward. They can't afford too many extras. They don't have that many runs on the board. But Ijaz has struck in his first over. And the one thing that stands out in this over is that the pace at which Ijaz has been operating, much slower compared to all the other spinners. And it's paid dividends as he wraps up the 5th over with PAK Wolves on 31 for 1. Well, the final over of the power play about to be bowled. PAK Wolves have gotten off to a good start. They've just lost the 1 wicket, 31 runs on the board. Can they pick up another one inside the power play just to put a little bit of pressure on the PAK Wolves batting lineup? We'll have to wait and see.
Well, that's clear. It's a no ball. It's gone over the head. They've tried another way to dismiss, but so it will be a no ball. It's a free hit, possibly the first in this match. We haven't seen a no ball. We've seen a couple of extras and buys. Not a no yet a no ball, so it's a free hit. Oh, you wouldn't want to leave on a no ball, but Mohammad Yunus has left it. The captain himself. And he's knocked him over. Fine bowling change. This is Bilal. Gets a wicket. The captain never looks settled from ball one, and he's lost his wicket after scoring 5 off of just 14. Well, the run chase was going real smooth, and now a couple of wickets here has really brought back the SNK Lions back in this contest. Let's take a look at this. Fuller and straight through the gate. But he wouldn't be happy. He's kicking himself there. So it's Sharvin. Well, the scores have restarted here. You could see no runs, and there's a new man, Sharvin, experienced Malaysian national player, walking in the middle. Well, that's one thing the both teams said earlier on. It's that they have Malaysian players, and those Malaysian players could add value to their team. Rightly so. We've seen a couple shining today with the likes of Vijay Uni. Rizwan Haider picked up a couple wicket or so, and Sharvin himself who drew out the innings of the first. It's Bilal. Swept it. Looking for the second. Comfortably taken. Well, it's equally important to score runs as the running in between the wickets. An ultimate test of fitness and communication between your partner. Oh, that's not a leave that you want. That's horrifying. Well, he thought that he was going outside, but leave is not the case there, and it's the third wicket.
Well, things falling apart here for the Park Wolves after they had gotten to 30 without loss, and now all of a sudden they've lost a couple of wickets here in the final over of the power play. Bilal striking twice. Not sure what that was, just a brain freeze, I guess, from the batter, deciding to offer no shot and leaving a straight one. We've seen it happen before. Well, 2 wickets in the over for Bilal after he bowled his first delivery, and that a no ball, a wayward full toss over the batter. And he's come back extremely well for the SNK Lions. And Park Wolves now in a spot of bother here with the score on 34 for 3 with 2 deliveries to go. We already saw one spinner pick up 5 wickets in the first innings. Is it a day for the spinners to spin their tail? At the moment, they're spinning a web around the Park Wolves. Now, all of a sudden, this total of 113 looking much bigger than what it is. Flighted. Well, the good thing from the 2 spinners operating at the moment is that they've reduced the pace at which they're bowling, making the batters have to generate all the force behind the ball, and it's paid dividends. That's another full toss. They'd want to avoid those. Just a single, not too much damage done, and a good over for the SNK Lions. 2 wickets coming from it. Park Wolves 35 for 3 after 6 in pursuit of 114 for victory. They need 79 runs from 14 overs, and they've got 7 wickets in hand. And this game, this beautiful game, can change at any moment. So an exciting run chase about to unfold in the opening fixture of the KL T20 Bash. Brought to you by Raya Airways. Umpire Kalidas, the on-field umpire with umpire Shivan.
and it's a wide delivery. Well, they look slightly inconsistent at times, like the early on full toss and now a wide delivery. Off the back, rocks on the back foot, hits it. Good batting and good bit of fielding at the man at short. Good cricket all round. Well, it looks like the mindset is to just score the runs, but no need to be over ambitious or being reckless. Just play your shots that you feel comfortable. Solid looking cover drive. Nicely played.
Well, if anything, the SNK innings should have given enough evidence for the Park Wolves to understand the wicket and how to go about this run chase. But at the moment, they don't seem to be taking any note, and that's a big hit. And I think that's what we saw from the SNK Lions. They were not applying themselves. This is not an easy wicket to bat on, but you still need to score the runs.
Well, right at the slot there and dispatched from Mukri.
And once again, he goes big, and it's in the vacant region. He'll pick up a boundary. So after picking up 3 wickets of the Park Wolf batters, the SK Lions just being a little wayward, giving away too many loose deliveries, back-to-back loose deliveries, a 6 and a 4. And Sufyan, who's done it with the ball, is now doing it with the bat. Watchfully played, puts it in the gap. They go for a quick single, turn down, and I think that was a good call. Wraps up the 7th over with the score on 47 for 3 for the Pack Wolves.
Well, it's not the biggest of asking rates. It's 5.5, 5.15 needed in each over to chase down in 13 overs. Just need 67. And from the playing style, it's pretty obvious that they just want to get this through, not losing any wickets and playing the big shots. Playing the big shots should be much more convincing, like how Zufian has done it. Well, the good thing is both these players are one of the fastest running in between the wickets, so that adds into the advantage. Once again, defending it, smart batting. This is touch and run. That's the way Bukri have been dealing it for quite a while. Another single.
Well, 50 comes up with that single. That's a flighted delivery, played into the gap, but the field is there. Beg your pardon. So just dealing in singles in the 8th over. That's all they have to do for the next few. The asking rate, quite simple, quite easy. They can do this in singles. Unfortunately for the SNK Lions, they were not able to build more than one partnership. We go back to that partnership between Vijay Uni and Ejaz, which needed to go deeper and longer in the innings. And at the moment, Sufyan and Mukri looking to do the same as they pick up a quick single. And as Dino mentioned, amongst the quickest runners, getting there quite easily.
Take a look at that. Just guides it to its third man and really, really quick, lightning fast getting into the other end. And with that, it's an over full of singles. 6 coming of it, 8 gone. It's 53 for 3.
Well, wickets are the only solution to this problem that the SNK Lions have. They'll need to pick up a couple more, put this PAK Wolves batting lineup under some pressure. They've picked up 3. Can they pick up a couple more before the drinks break? We'll have to wait and see. They turn to Sardar for more spin. Well, that's hit down the ground for a beautiful looking boundary. Good hit there from Sufyan.
What a way to get an introduction to the crease. Very full, tossed up, and hit it straight as an arrow downtown. Well, off the back foot, just clipping it to its fine leg. Shots of coming back for 2, and they come back easily. Well, they can't afford them to keep running and keep scoring. Wicket or 2, 1 or 2 here would definitely bring back SNK Lions alive in this contest, but they need the right person to do so. There's only one man who has done it twice in an over.
Well, Sardar just choosing to operate on that flatter trajectory. We've seen that when you give the ball a little bit more air, that's when things have happened. Going flat again. This time's hit uppishly, and it's in the gap. Straight, not in the gap, rather, straight to the fielder at deep point. One delivery to go in the 9th over. Again, we did mention the only way back for the SNK Lions is picking up wickets. This one's got away with that one, courtesy of the batter, who manages to get bat on that, still pick up a single. This is an important partnership in this run chase between Mohammad Sufyan and Mohammad Mukri. There's a change of equipment takes place. 9 overs gone. PAK Wolves are 61 for 3. And they need 114 for victory, which leaves them with 53 off 11 overs, just under 5 runs an over, which should be quite easy, but they've lost 3 wickets. A couple of wickets here will change and turn the tide back in favor of the SNK Lions. I think this is the over before drinks, and if the SNK Lions can pick up a wicket or 2 here, it'll definitely give them something to chat about, and definitely keep them interested in the game as they go into the drinks break, which will happen in the next over. They're going all spin, which is what has seemed to work here today at the STC Oval, although the PAK Wolves spinners operating at a much slower pace compared to the SNK Lions, who have gone quicker through the air, except for Bilal, who has flighted it up a bit more, and as a result picked up 2 wickets. And Vijay only comes back into the attack.
Yes, rightly so. It's completely different ideologies and ploys from both the teams operating spin. And Vijayuni, who's a regular starter in the national side, will definitely utilize his experience. Look at this one as well, just beats the outside edge. But over time, the turf has dried up, so has the ground. This time goes aerial, just short of the fielder. The plan almost worked because he knows that Mukri is very, very good on the V and just trying to play the traditional shots. Very tidy this over from Vijayani. Has he nicked it? Yes, he has nicked it.
Well,
And
what
that's
a delivery! What a delivery from Vijay Une. He flighted a few up in this over and then goes quicker on this occasion.
yep.
Good work from
Very
the keeper as well.
well with that wicket. It will be drinks break. Rightly timed wicket for Vijay Oni and his side to keep them back into this contest. Stay tuned for more action.
All right, at the fall of that wicket, drinks have been had, and Vijay Une has struck for the SNK Lions, dismissing the fourth batter of the PAK Wolves. And the dangerous Sufyan has to depart, and Shiraz is in the middle. Well, four down with the score on 62, one delivery to go in the 10th. And just about reaching that halfway mark. And, well, both teams have been in trouble getting into this stage of their innings. PAK Wolves four down now. They don't have that many to chase, but most of their top order is back in the dugout already. And that closes out the 10th over. A wicket and just one run coming off it. So Vijay Unni picking up his first. This is the comparison. Well, the wickets always put the brakes on, and it's done so once again. You can see just the skyscrapers just starting to now look like a suburban village on the outskirts of KL. Flighted. Well, Sardar is bowling the 11th.
Again, have been dealing with singles only. Mukri, nothing too extravagant about his batting. While it's a pretty simple chase from here on, just around the ball will just do fine for them to win this first match, being table toppers, PAK Wolves. A swing and a miss this time. Another dot delivery. This is a good over. Four dots coming, just a single, and Shiraz yet to get off the mark. And knocked him over. Brilliant. Straight through the gate. And Shiraz departs, not adding anything into the total. So it's five down, and looks like there might be a twist in the tail of this contest.
Yeah, definitely so. Sardar striking in the 11th over, picking up the fifth wicket, flighted, swinging across the line, missing it entirely, and disturbing the furniture there. That's the fifth wicket down now. Pakistan Wolves, well, we did say there's going to be a lot of exciting action, and what a sight. Well, you've been bowled out for a duck, and you're greeted and walked off the field by one of your biggest fans. Well, that is beautiful scenes here from the KL T20 Bash. Tells Dada, don't worry, you're gonna have another game soon. Plenty of games coming your way. 4 games in a day coming to you from the KL T20 Bash, brought to you by Raya Airways. Well, the opening fixture has been entertaining to say the least. Batting collapses all round. Good bowling from the spinners. We've already had a fifer from Sufyan, and well, now PAK Wolves 5 down with the score on 63. This chase, well, the required run rate not so troublesome, but the concerning thing is the number of wickets. Half the batting back in the dugout, and Bilal will continue. He's picked up 2. Oh, sloppy fielding there. They can't afford these. Just 50 runs now required from 8.4, that run rate. Being aided by some extras, something that the SNK Lions can't afford. But Bilal has picked up the 2 wickets, and he's the pick of the bowlers at the moment. And he's looking very dangerous because of the pace at which he's operating. Slower through the air, asking the batters to generate all the power behind it, which is proving to be difficult on a tricky wicket.
Well, this time he definitely hits it, and it is pretty conclusive of what we've mentioned, asking the batters to hit. And we've seen in a couple of occasions batters trying to put their power onto the ball, but Unni could find the fielder deep. Defend is the call this time from the batter, asking rate is creeping little by little. Outside edge, a thick edge that finds the boundary. Well, they have to break the shackles in scoring the runs, and the boundary comes at the right time. Not the most stylish way, but definitely gets the runs on the board.
Yeah, fortunate there. The third was in place, but it goes between the keeper and the shot third. Fortunate boundary there for the Park Wolves. Well, they'll be happy with whichever way the runs come. They're on 70 for the loss of 5 wickets after 12 overs. This game definitely undecided at the moment. It could go anyone's way. It'll just come down to who wants it more.
Just 44 needed and a single to start off with the 13th over. And it looks like in the coming days we would see a lot of spinners being brought into attack as they have produced the majority of the wickets today. Running hard. Should be coming back for two, but good fielding. Couple of steps down the ground, down the ground. Beg your pardon. Just a single. Well, while we have our first fiver of the tournament, we have our first centurion on the other match. It is Ahmad Zubaidi for the Park Eagles, scoring 101 runs of 57 deliveries, the courtesy of 4 4s and 7 6s with a strike rate of 177. We haven't seen the sort of batting here yet. It's been bowlers dominated match at the moment. It's it out. Once again, just a single. And the last delivery of the 13th over. So it ends with 75 for 5, needing 39 of the remaining 7 overs. Well, both the teams are pretty much still in the game. You can't write off any one of them. This is the batting card once again. It was a strong start from Atik Kiani and Mohammad Zufian. But apart from that, we haven't seen much assistance from the other batters. So far, Mukreed being not out, playing majority, staying there for quite some time, 15 of 22. And the new batter in, Mohammad Munib, yet to settle, but have scored 4 of 5. They just have to shift their gears from now on as 7 over remains in this first match day here at the STC.
Well, it's wickets that are required for the SNK Lions. Can they change their fortunes In the first 13 overs, we've seen the ball go up in the air on multiple occasions, but not finding the fielders. Can they hold on to a couple more catches if they do present themselves? We'll have to wait and see. It's Janendra, and they're looking to just dab that down to third. No single on offer. They've got plenty of time to score these runs, but they don't have that many wickets. And this one's hit. It's hit well. It'll just be a single. Protection out on the leg side boundary. And the SNK Lions will have to tighten things up, perhaps bring in one of the five fielders outside on the boundary. Good dot delivery there. SNK Lions will have to rack up a few more dot deliveries to try and create a little bit of pressure. This is definitely not an easy wicket to bat on, but we have seen a couple of big hits. It's worked away into the leg side.
Yeah, as you said, it's not easiest to bat as early on the dew, and right now the spinners are bowling well. There's a bit of turn and bounce. Well, at times we players might have felt that they have wasted deliveries, but Booker is maybe staying there, just trying to bat it long, just occupying the time at crease. 16 of 24, maybe he would have wanted to switch it by scoring 24 of 16, but he's doing all right. They're staying there long, batting through overs. And this time, in between the hands, maybe brushing the fingers right there. That could have been a wicket, just slightly airborne. And with that, 14 overs gone.
Well, it continues. The ball not being able to find the hands of the fielder. On that occasion, Janendra not able to get his hands to the ball. Well, it would have been a completely different story had the ball gone into the hands on several occasions. But fortunately for PAK Wolves and unfortunately for the SNK Lions, it hasn't been the case. 79 for 5 after 14. Well, on the scorecards, it does look like the Pakistan Wolves are slightly ahead. A wicket or two now will definitely change the complexion of this game. And they've turned to Ijaz to try and effect that. Mohammad Mukri, who's batting on 17 of 25, has been the mainstay batter for the PAK Wolves. SNK Lions and Ijaz would love to see the back of him because if he bats out the 20 overs, chances of PAK Wolves getting to this total definitely go up. As flighted full, worked down to long on for a single. A drop and a run, the field at point. Well, they need to be doing better than that if they want to give themselves a chance to defend this total. It's just a run a ball now required, and singles will do it. That's not going to help their cause either.
Well, even though they've been batting slow, the shot selections, particularly from Mohammad Mukri, has been impressed. Not trying to hit it hard, giving a chance of catching. It's more like it should be stopped. And has he done enough? Mm, The umpire suggests otherwise. It's a boundary. But he looked like he wasn't quick enough to stop. Maybe slightly reluctant.
Well, a diving effort there in vain as the ball touches the ropes. He was already, if not touching the ropes with his body. I think his teammate there signaling to the umpire that the ball indeed touched the ropes. So good sportsmanship there. But a costly 4 runs.
Another wide delivery. This is definitely hurting SNK Lions. More extras. A boundary right here. Well, it looked at one point it was 6 per over that it was asking, and now it just dipped to 5. So with that, after 15 overs is 89 for 5. Just 25 needed of the remaining 5 overs. Well, you could see that it's really hot out there. Batsman requesting to rehydrate himself. Credit to the players and the umpires who are fielding and playing out there in this extreme heat. Ultimate test of fitness and endurance. It's not easy to bat and play in these conditions, but they're giving their best.
Well, 25 required from the final 5 overs here for the PAK Wolves. Bilal continues with a short one. Oh, fancy footwork, but unfortunately the hands failing him there on that occasion. Seen a long time ago, there was the West Indian fast bowler Courtney Walsh do something similar and effect a run out. Well, wickets needed here for the SNK Lions. That's the only way they're going to come back into this game. 23 of the remaining 4.5 overs. It's been that kind of day for the SNK Lions, just nothing going their way. Right from the toss, being put into bat by the PAK Wolves, could not get partnerships going. Only 3 batters reaching double figures. And now with the ball, they've created chances. They've put down a couple. And the ones that do go in the air don't seem to find the fielders. But they've done well to pick up 5 wickets. They'll need to pick up a couple more.
Yes, very true there, but this time doesn't require any diving effort to stop the boundary. Well, that's the thing. Maybe it's those kind of days that you feel that nothing's going your way, but they're doing their best to keep themselves alive. As you mentioned, the 5 wickets were absolutely crucial in their way. Well, it looked like early on in the batting was the kryptonite for today's match, as it stopped them from you know hitting the highs that they would want. Well, 170 looked like a decent total. Oh, straight, and it's dropped again. Another chance goes begging.
Well, it's been that kind of day for the SNK Lions. We've said it once, we'll say it again. Nothing going their way. definite chance there. It was hit back hard, but Bilal not able to hold on to that one. He's bowled well. 4 overs, 22 for 2. Could have had 3, but in the end, finishes with 22 for 2 from his 4. So good spell from Bilal. 20 runs required from the remaining 4 overs. Pakistan bowls 94 for 5.
So one final over from Vijayuni. What can he do? They're nearing final overs. 5 came off the previous. They need 5 from each at least.
Well, when you
Good
need
running.
wickets, you turn to your most experienced bowler, and that is indeed Vijay Unni, to try and get you a breakthrough. Well, this partnership between Mukri and Mohammad is definitely sealing the game for Pak Wolves. They've been sensible in their application. They've worked the singles. They haven't put unnecessary pressure on themselves to try and find the boundary. They've put away the loose deliveries as and when they've come by. There haven't been that many, but they've also been aided by some good fortune in the fact that the ones that go up in the air just don't seem to find the fielders. And the smart batting as they drop and run. And a run out. Well, confusion, chaos against the run of play. Well, that is definite chaos there out in the middle. A lack of communication, a misunderstanding, whatever you want to call it, brings the wicket.
Well, it was the initial call made by Munib right there. He said you could take the run. He was very enthusiastic about it. You could see right after playing it, he was asked to run to the other end, but Mukri said otherwise, and it was too late for him to scramble back to his crease. That's slightly unfortunate for the way he's played Munib. 16 of 15 has to depart in the worst way possible for a batter.
Well, again, we said this, it's against the run of play. This partnership was looking very dangerous, and it's been broken by virtue of a run out. So, could this just be a change in momentum, a turn in the tide as the pendulum swings ever so slightly towards the SNK Lions with a run out 6 down now with a score on 96? Well, this first game of the KL T20 Bash brought to you by Raya Airways, living up to the hype, plenty of excitement. And he's gone through the gate. Well, Vijay Unni, we did say you've got to turn to your most experienced bowler, and he's done just that, provided the breakthrough. Well, 2 wickets now in 2 consecutive deliveries. Now 96 for 7. Things are definitely changing.
Well, an absolute ripper from Vijayuni right here. Look at that delivery. Switches, nips back in, and completely bamboozled the batter right there. On a hat trick. So it's Daniel Hashimi walking in the precious, most pressurized situation at the moment. Looked like it was an easy chase from the start. 114 was a total. Seemed to be easily chased down, but it looked like a, a mountain to climb at the moment. 18 needed, but 3 wickets in hand on a hat trick. Vijay.
Well, the Park Wolves, who looked like they were cruising to this 114 target, now find themselves in all kinds of trouble with only 3 wickets remaining for the SNK Lions to pick up. And Vijay Unni, who's on a hat trick, well, I'd like to see a slip in place. Watchfully played, blocks that one out. Oh, what an over. What an over from Vijay Uni. 2 runs, 2 wickets coming from it. The 17th over has been completed. PAK Wolves 96 for 7. 18 required from 18. This is going down to the wire. Don't leave your seats. Don't go to the fridge. Don't go to the kitchen. Could it be the PAK Wolves or the SNK Lions? We'll find out with 3 overs to go.
Well, we expect Mukri and Daniel to get a move on from here. They can't afford to play singles and dots. They should be expressing themselves, but in a correct way. We have seen in the past trying to be ambitious, trying to be aggressive, but being reckless. Always need to have a mix, good blend between caution, for being cautious and being aggressive. And it's important because dealing with the spinners is not easy, having said of the trend of the fall of wickets.
That's hit straight back now, just for a single. But gotta mention Vijay Uni's spell. 4 overs, 12 for 2. What an effort. But that is good news for the PAK Wolves, which means Vijay Uni has been bowled out. And so they'll have to turn, and they've turned to Ijaz, who's gone for 25 of 1, bowling his final over. As flighted, going for the big shot. Well, not sure how I feel about this, but we'll have to wait and see. Looking to be aggressive. This one's flighted. You can see what he's trying to do there. He's trying to keep the ball away from the hitting arc of the batter. But they can't afford these extras. They don't have that many. And this one's straighter. Worked into the leg side. I think the SNK Lions will just be looking to keep Mukri at the non-striker's end and attack the new batter, Daniel. Another single. When Daniel's on strike, I'd like to see at least 1 or 2 more fielders around the bat. Well, that's great running. That's great running from this pair. The boundaries are hard to come by, so they're going to put in the hard yards and run these runs. And 100 comes up, 101 for 7.
Big shout, shake of the head from the umpire. Well, this is completely against the odds. I mean, a low scoring thriller right here at the SCC Oval. Goes big. Has he got the distance? Yes, he does get the distance. Come with the man, come with the hour. As Mukri does hit a 6 to get his team move on, and 3.5 needed in the next two. 7 needed to win. What a finish to the over.
Well, at just the right time for the PAK Wolves. That 6 changes things. Well, 7 from 2, as you mentioned, Mohammad Mukri is playing a gem of an innings here for the PAK Wolves, 31 of 37. He absorbed the pressure when wickets were falling from the other end, and he just nudged the singles around. And then when it comes to the business end of the game, produces a big maximum to just change things. But the way this game has panned out, I wouldn't count the SNK Lions entirely out of this. We've seen already that the game has been swinging from one side to the other ever so often. And Sardar comes in to bowl the 19th. This is a crucial over here. Bowling to Daniel. Oh, flights a full toss on leg stump. He's fortunate not to concede more than just a single. It brings Mukri on strike. He can finish it with one blow. Will he be sensible and just nudge the singles around? Yes, he does. Good batting, sensible batting from Mohammad Mukri. And they come back for two. Excellent running between the wickets as well. Uh, SNK Lions, well, when they go back this afternoon, they'll definitely have a discussion on the things that they could have controlled. This definitely one of them. That's a wideish delivery. Once again, he'll have to be thankful to the batter because he managed to get some bat on it. Otherwise, it was definitely looking like it was going to be a wide.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, even this at this point, he's not hurrying things. He's not rushing things in. He's taking his time, finding for the right delivery to sign off this innings. Just four needed. Shorter and in the fitting way, he scores the winning runs.
Well, with a maximum
What
of
a
the bat
way to
of
finish! Finishes.
Mohammad Mukri, finishing on 39 of 41, seals the game with a lusty blow over cow corner. And the PAK Wolves have their first win of the KL T20 Bash, brought to you by Raya Airways. As you can see, the target of 114 proved a lot trickier than they would have anticipated. That's the match summary as the PAK Wolves won the toss and chose to bowl first. It was a good decision. They dismissed the SNK Lions for 113 inside their 20 overs. And then they ran into some trouble early on. But the excellence and the brilliance of Mohammad Mukri saw them through the troubled waters and reached them safely to the land of paradise. And with that, they celebrate the win, the first win. Pakistan Wolves win by 3 wickets. Folks, we have another game coming up in the KL T20 Bash, brought to you by Raya Airways. We'll take a short break and come back to you with the afternoon's game. It's me, Bobby Rayner, and Dinesh signing off. Thanks for tuning in, but we'll be back for the second game.
Congratulations, PAK Wolves, for winning the first match of this group stages. And it was a low-scoring thriller that we have witnessed earlier on. Well, welcome to the post-match presentation of today's match. As earlier on, PAK Wolves won the toss and elected to field first. It was a very bright day, a positive day for them, as everything went their way. And a late heroics from Mukri sealed the win for them with a 3-wicket win. And with that, I would like to call upon today's match referee to hand over the Man of the Match award. Well, it was a tough decision to make choices of who was the man of the match, but conclusively and evidently it was one man who stand out among all. It was Mohammad Sufyan with his incredible 20 runs and 5 for 12, the first 5 of the tournament. Well, we will have a few words with Mr. Sufyan. Well, congratulations for winning the Man of the Match award. So how do you feel about it?
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। सबसे पहले तो अल्लाह ताला का शुक्र है कि मैच जीते और अच्छा परफॉर्म हुआ। जैसा कि प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं हम लोग, मतलब जिस चीज़ पे काम कर रहे हैं, तो लड़कों ने अच्छा परफॉर्म किया।
First of all, I would like to thank Allah. He gave me this honor and today, so he's very happy to perform like this. So he will try to continue this performance in the rest tournament.
Well, apart from the fifer, how do you see about this result? And your contribution should be continuous. So what is the preparation behind it and everything?
There's a
विकेट बहुत अच्छा था, तो ब्रेक बहुत हो रहा था, इसलिए बॉल ज़रा सा अपनी लेंथ पे की और कोशिश की कि जगह पे बॉल की जाए, और इंशाल्लाह अगले मैचेस में भी यही कैरी करेंगे।
wicket was very sporting. So wherever he wanted to bowl, so he bowled there. So he got the wicket. So he had a great preparation, very hard worker. So that's why he just do this.
Well, all the best for your future matches and keep it up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we'll have a little bit of chat with the captains of both the teams. So we'd like to call upon the captain of SNK Lions to have a few words with us. Well, good afternoon, Captain. It wasn't the best of outings from the toss till the end. What do you describe it?
Actually, we have just little the batting problem because it goes to the other team because he read the wicket and our early wickets gone. That's why we cannot reach on the target, because otherwise we can reach 140, 150. So maybe we can have a good result.
Well, what do you describe about the final pair that bring you back into the team, and most importantly, your bowling actually kept you running and that motivated you to keep more wickets?
Yeah, actually my spinner is working as well, because when I read the wicket, because I can never utilize my fast bowler because the wicket is playing as a spinner, so that's why I utilize my spinner. So they can work as well, but credit goes to the other team. Okay, one guy, he play very well, so that's why he won.
Well, you have learned your lessons, and this is your very first outing. A lot to learn from, and all the best for your future experience.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, with that, I would like to call upon the winning captain for a few words as well. Well, congratulations, Captain, for the win. So, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, definitely. I'm feeling very happy. So it's a great win. So we will be continue this win, inshallah.
Well, describe about the personal performances. What do you make about everyone's contribution?
So everybody, they have their own responsibilities. So I just spoke them to do your best. So whoever performs, so it will be continued, inshallah.
Well, one final question. Were you feeling any nervous when there were 7 wickets down right
Yeah,
till the end?
definitely. It was very upset moment for us. So thanks to Mukri, he continued his his best. So that's why we just win this tournament, this match.
Well, hope you get your winning streak going, and all the best.
Thank you very much.
Well, that's it from the post-match presentation. See you on in the next match happening here at STC. Stay tuned.